All right. Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's such a wonderful day. Yes. As such, a raining one. So, how many of us is having or enjoying this weather? If it's raining at your side, let me see at the comment section. It's raining, oh, right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Aroma Umokoro. Yes. Good evening, everyone. All right, rain, go away heavily, just as it is here. Na cat and dog. Wow. All right. All right. Um, it's a great time. It's a great day. And how many of us are glad to be in class today? Apparently, today is going to be our last class, at least before officially now. So, of course, we'll still meet sometimes next week where every other communication will be sent across to us. Windy in Cape Town. Wow, Abiola, it's windy. Okay, don't worry. Very no rain in Kwara. Wow, finally I'm here. Wow. Okay, it was really sunny here. You didn't put the place so that we know. No rain in Kaduna and no light. Yeah, that is double wahala, right? Okay, sir, your skin fresh. Now rain now, my skin fresh. Now rain no. Rain doesn't fall in Egypt. Wow. Thank God I'm better now after coming out of the emergency ward last week and gradually recovering. It is well with you, Oluwakemi Olorunfemi. It is well with you. Please take care of yourself and make sure you rest well so that you can recuperate. Say last class as how? Last class as last class. All right. So Abuja is hot. Don't forget, I told you guys sometimes next week, of course, before that time, you get your email telling you that you have your exams, and then it's expected that you write the exam between the stipulated time, and then so that we can gradually prepare for submission of our project. So hopefully also sometimes next week we are going to be having a collaborative section that we have myself, Mushin, and Femi together on the call. I want to believe maybe somebody is excited to hear that. Myself, Femi, and Mushin Ahmed will be together on this call, and then we will be coming together to discuss everything we have learned from Excel to SQL and, of course, to Power BI. Trust me, each and every one of us have a good scope of what the course entails. So, but then we are going to make it interesting such that ID, that is Mushin, Femi, and myself will be ready and willing to answer everybody's question. Whatever question you are having, we'll be checking live at the comment sections, and then we'll be responding based on what. And at the same time, we will also be ready to provide support, whatever support you want to probably hear as regarding your project. So we will also be providing or be giving that support. All right. So that is that will be an interesting time. You don't want to miss it. And then it will be a great time for us to to discuss the project. So when that day will be exactly next week, you will also get a good time for us. I mean, you get the communication to that effect. Someone say my sound is a bit low. Could it be because of the rain? Can any other person confirm that my sound is low? You need AOC, Mustafa Fatima. AOC is everything you have been taught. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Olasumbo. I like that you are able to bring everybody together. Thank you. Thank you. ID teaches like nursery pickings and it's easy to grasp. It is relatable teacher and Mr. Femi is sweet too. Thank you. The sound is okay, loud and clear. All right. So please, in case you cannot hear me, 2 hours won't be enough for that section because question plenty. All right, let's see. Bring it on. That day, we'll see how much of it we can do and how we can achieve it. All right. Okay. So now, I think it's a good time for us to share. Let me share my screen and then so that we can continue tonight. So, like I said, I mentioned yesterday that we are going to be having a live update data from this class, and then we are going to be doing that from when we return from the break. When we return from the break, I will share the link, and people will fill the data in real time, and then from there we start analyzing that data in real time. We start analyzing that data. All right. So please, you don't want to miss that section. So what we'll do is, while we are in class, I will share the link. So the link will only be for people in class, actually. To only be for people in class. All right, thank you, Inkosola Fuakwen. Thank you for your effort. You really impacted us. God bless you all. God bless you too. First time I watched Mr. TD class, I thought I wouldn't understand, but this journey with him have been easy and relatable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Olga Elizabeth. Thank you so much. All right. So that is what we're going to have from after our break now. We're going to have that. And then in real time, I will tell us what to do and then how we can have access to those data and then what you need to do with it. All right. I'm already seeing question. How do we remove duplicate from a data set? Esther Kadri, if you are just asking this question now, you apparently might be coming a little late into this class. We have touched about removing duplicates, how you can use your rows or columns to remove duplicates as the case may be. You will need to watch the in those parts for you to be able to catch up, right? You will need to watch. You're on phone. It is well. Thank you, Aguila Esther. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm humbled. Thank you. Thank you. Just a moment, please. Sorry, so sorry. So sorry, I didn't unmute myself. Can you hear me now? So sorry about that. All right. All right. So the webinar series will be holding tomorrow on our LinkedIn page. So please, in case you have not followed us on our LinkedIn channel, do so, and then of course set up your prompt so that you will get the update when the section is starting. You will also get an email to tell you to show a link directly to the page. But if, however, you couldn't get that or you didn't get that, you can always check, and then you would check our LinkedIn page, and then you will see what's it called now, the link to the class. All right. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right. So please, I don't want you guys to miss that section. You don't want to miss that section at all. You don't want to miss that section. All right. So please do not miss the section. All right. So let's go back to our class today. Does anybody have any question from what we did yesterday before? Okay, reminder has been sent already. Thank you, Titi Giwa. Okay, reminder has been set. So please, you guys, check your email. Reminder has been set. You don't want to miss the section. Please check it out. Are we going to place all the visuals of HR data on the report sheet? When you mean the report sheet, did you mean your dashboard like what I have here? Like what I have here? So if this is what you mean by your report canvas, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm giving us an assignment tonight because if you notice, I have been explaining so much about this HR data, and I'm giving us an assignment tonight. And listen carefully. That assignment is something you need to document on your portfolio, and it will also be assessed in your portfolio. Don't worry, it's not something that will be immediate as well. So please, can you write questions for practice on the data set you taught us with, so that those of us that couldn't practice while you were teaching can meet up with the project instead of waiting? I don't understand. Can you write questions for practice on the data set you taught us with, so that those of us that couldn't practice while you were teaching can meet up with the project instead of waiting? I really do not understand what that means. But then if you just pick the videos and watch, you will get every details you need about it. Please, I have been asking, how can my bar be thicker or fatter? I have tried everything, it's still thin. Okay, so you might need to check your size. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Just a moment. All right. I'm trying to email receive and okay, yes, I did get how to use the slicer. How can we download a particular visual and it's showing alone, sir? So if you need a particular visual, all you just need to do is, when you are exporting your data, you can actually convert a visual like this. For instance, you can convert a visual like this, show as a table. You can see the table. Okay, by the time you export, say for instance, you export your project maybe as a PDF file, you can extract whatever visual you need there. You can extract whatever you need there. All right, you can extract whatever you need there. The satisfaction work from yesterday, you said we will do it again. Okay, how can I get this data? Just seeing this online. Sorry, you must have probably not been a member of this class. All right, you are not a member of this class. Just a moment, please. All right. I'm trying to see. I still have some one or two questions. Still trying to solve them. Okay. It's 5 all true. Please help, sir. Okay. Dorcas. So I think you need to check your conditional column again. You need to check your conditional column again to be sure. Please check your conditional column again. I tried exporting, but mine exported as an Excel sheet. Um, how can I move my visual pane up and also see my build visual pane at the side? Okay. So maybe you were not around the day you need to do that at your file, options and settings, and then you look at your file options and settings, and then you look at your what's this features called now? Preview features. So it's somewhere under your preview features. Under your preview features, you find it there, and then on object interaction, that's what you need to do, and then you reload, and then you will have it. Does that make sense now? All right. All right. So now, yesterday I remembered I said I was going to make reference to some, particularly these visuals. I realized that maybe some of us were having issues with it. I will just do a quick recap on just one of these, and then we'll continue from there. Just one of these. All right. Just one of these, and then we'll continue from there. So, say for instance, now, what we want to check is we want to see the attrition by age group and their gender. Now, I said something that whatever we are doing or whatever we are checking is to show how people left the organization, right? So that means everything we are doing value down to what? To attrition. And so as a result of that, we have been able to say, okay, maybe under 25 that left the organization, they are about 38. And as a result of that, it has affected the organization. Now, this is the assignment I plan to give you guys. And it is that at the end of today's section, I won't be exploring all the visuals. I won't be exploring all the visuals. So I will still want us to get more visuals from this particular data and then document everything you have learned. Document everything you have seen based on your own analysis on your portfolio. Do you understand now? Document everything you have seen. You know, there are still some fields, columns we will not be using at all, but you can still check on them use them, see how you can bring them to usage on this data, and then how you can tell a story around them. Don't forget, whatever we are doing as an analyst, we are telling a compelling story using our data. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. In the assignment given, the file upload is in JPEG, but it refused to be accepted. What can be done, sir? You must be sure what you are uploading is a JPEG file and then is in right size. On my chart for current employee by gender, after conditional column and sort in ascending, my under 25 is coming up in the 5th position instead of first. How can I rectify this? You missed the last class, or you didn't wait to the end of the last class. So we made a conditional column to arrange all the age bands from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which means under 24, under 25 rather, will come as the first, followed by 25 to 34, followed by 35 to 44, and then followed by what? 45 to 54, and then the last one. So if you're able to do that, you will now go back to your what? On your data, you will sort your age band by the new column you have created, and then you will now sort it by ascending order, and that will work. All right. So that is what. So while I might not be able to do all of those things, I will just explain them. And I expect that by now, once you follow the class through, you hear my explanation, you should be able to also understand what we are talking about. All right. So on your portfolio, somebody is saying, now which to set 3 repositories to cover the data analyzed in Excel, SQL, and does it mean we will submit 3 portfolio links? No, you are telling a report about each. Just put it as your portfolio link, and then you are doing it one after the other. One after the other. For the first one, you do it. Second one, you do it. You are not separating the content of it. Please don't separate the content of it. Right? All right. So that's that. So now, based on what I said yesterday, I have had this my attrition of under 25 here, and when I come to my filter, you notice that my filter here is just on under 25. Now listen again. When you are working with filter, there's something that should come to your mind. What should come to your mind is, how can you streamline all your data to get a particular answer? Maybe you are asking a direct answer. All right. How can you streamline it? And that is what you need to see. All right. All right. Um, there's something you have not done correctly, actually. There's something you are, for that person I said under 25 is still at the last. Did you change your data type? When you rearrange your conditional column from 1 to 5, make sure your data type is changed. All right. Make sure your data type is also changed. How many dashboard are we making for this HR data? Because all these visuals won't enter one dashboard. I never mentioned that you should use just one dashboard. I've used like maybe 2 or 3 already. So you can have as many as possible. That's why you have that number of pages you can include. All right. So you can have as many as possible. On my filter, what I have is 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of under 25. All right. So now, Shakirat. So this is where the issue is. You have sorted that column by the new column you have created. So what you should do is this. It's simple. You are almost there. Go back to your table, your data, your table field. Let me quickly do that because that question you asked is a very sensitive question. I was asking yesterday in case anybody had that issue. Now, Shakirat, I'm doing this because of you so that you can fix your data now. Now, if you look at it, this is CFH band here. So what you click is your new column, maybe your age sort. This is what probably you did, all right? You are not to click on your new column. You are to click on that CFH band. If you click on that CFH band, you will see this your sort column by. You will now sort it by the new column you have created, not the other way around. If you do it the other way around, what you will be seeing is what you are seeing. Did you get that? So if you do it the other way around, you will see that you have changed your value. Then another thing I think will be run also with your data is this. Now, another thing that could be run is this. This is where or what you are saying. Now, if you look at your x-axis here, your x-axis should be CFH band, not your new column. Your x-axis should be CFH band and not the new column. If it is the new column, that means it should be wrong. All right, that is why you are having that issue. So I think you should just check that. So if I understand you well, it means that we only have one repository for the different data sets we want to upload. Exactly. Exactly. So you are having each project in each, you are creating each what project. So you can have I don't expect to see anything less than maybe 3 to 4 projects in your portfolio, at least 3 to 4 projects. Now you have a capstone project, you have this particular project, HR data, you have some other projects. So all of these, I expect that what you will be able to what to put them on your portfolio. Does that make sense? So I don't expect you to have just one. No, that will not be correct. That will not be correct. All right. Edith Young James, are you using a MacBook? Are you using a MacBook? Edith Young James. If you are using a MacBook, you will most likely be having that issue you are complaining about. All right, very quickly, so that we can have some more things to do before we go for break, right? So now I was explaining this filter, and then I said that when you are working with filter, it is important that you you understand what you want to narrow your data down to. For instance, this is just talking about a particular value. You can also use filter to say that probably you want to see the first top 10, bottom 10, top 5, bottom 5. You remember how you were able to do those things in your pivot table in Excel. So you use your filter function in Power BI to achieve all of that. Does that make sense? You use your what? Your filter function to achieve all of that in your Power BI. So that's the way it works, right? Okay, so I'm seeing quite a number of questions, and I like to just attempt. So those questions are okay. Any related question I've answered before, I will just move on. I will even read it so that in case I'm not reading your question, that means I must have answered that question. Okay, good. So I think I've answered most of the questions I'm seeing in front of me now. So now, like I said here, so if I click on two age group together, you see that my data is already looking somehow now. But then, since it's just one I want, I will click on that. I will deselect every other age group. If I click select all, you see what I have now. It's ticking everything, and then I'll just deselect all and just tick only the one that I need. And that's what I have here now. So once you are able to do that, you can now also use that to create for every other age group. Now, I think there's something we can still do here, which I can quickly show you guys. I just thought of something now. Let me bring out my. Now, for this first age group, the total sum of attrition here is what? 38, right? So I can have something like this. All right. All right, just follow what I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do is I want to put a value for all those, for each of the values. Format, let me remove my background. And then now you see that, see the way it's sitting now. Did you see that? If you're not hearing sound, it's because I'm working. I'm working. That's why you're not hearing any sound. All right. So I'll copy this. Then I'll use the template for what? The other ones. And the value for this one will be what? If you check my filter for 25 to 34, it's going to give me what? 122. Am I correct? 112, sorry. Okay, how am I getting the values I'm putting? So the values I'm putting is, if you check our visuals here, the count of attrition by age group. Okay, I think we should just do a visuals that shows that somewhere. Come in. I think, let me just do a quick visual here. I'm coming. I'll check my comment section to attend to some of those questions. All right. Now, let me get my. Let's pick this guy. Okay, now, let me even remove the. Since what I want is the combined value, so let me remove the gender. All right. So this is it. Now, do you see where the values are coming from now? For that person that asked, how am I moving it? For you to move it, just click on the edge of any of the value. On the edge of any of the value, you see now, I've clicked on it. Then just click on edge, or at the edge. Just at the edge, and then you'll be able to move it. Does that make sense? Did you see now? So this one is what? 25. All right. And then the last one is what? 11. All right. Now, did you see that now? So I've been able to fill for all. Let me scroll up a little to see some of the. Derayola, so sorry about that. You've been down. Well, honestly, what I would just advise is that you take watch the videos. If you are able to watch the videos, the currently as we speak, that is if you have started the training with us while we started anyways, the all the assessments are open currently. So if you are able to pick up the video materials and then you are able to consume them, and then that will probably be because if you are probably not doing so much and then you can dedicate so much time to it, you'll be able to achieve it. If not, you might just have to watch the videos and then learn some basic things there. Maybe at a later time you can also be privileged to take the question again, I mean the training again. All right, I don't understand what you are doing. All right. Can I recap? Okay. Now, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. Can we all see the values I am putting? Let me see if I can. Now, look at this under 25. The total sum of attrition under 25 here. Look at the table I first brought here. So what I did was I went to do what? A table of attrition by the age group. A table of attrition by the age group, which shows me what? This value 38, 112, 51, 25, and 11. Apparently, that same value is what I have here. So what I want to do is I want to put a sum of the attrition per each age group inside this donut chart that I have. And that is what I'm doing right now. So I had to get my text box, look at the value here. Of course, if you sum this male and female gender together, you will get the same value. So just so you don't make mistake, all right, just come here, pick the values, and then put it in for this. Then the next one, do the same. You can just copy and paste and then drop it inside the circle and do the same for all. And that was the exact thing I did to have what? All my values inside. How did the 38 fit into the donut? What I did was to resize it, just resize it. My size of a donut is not the same as your size. So what I did was, I have a specific size for all through all my design. If you check all these charts, they are all the same, right? So I only did the first one. What I did was just the first one. After doing the first one, I copied and pasted it, and then I started editing the content inside. All right. I copied the first one and then I started editing it, and then that was how I was able to put it in all. But then for you to be sure of your values, you can quickly pull up a column chart to show your attrition count by age group. Your attrition count by the age group. So what that means is that you want to have a chart. Don't forget what we did here was, this is the next chart now. What we did here was what? The attrition by what? Current employee. Do you get that? By current employee. So we now did by attrition here, because we are focusing on attrition here. Does that make sense now? Where can we see all the videos to catch up? You apparently might not be are not a member of this class. If you're asking that question now, everything is on the channel and is even on the playlist. So you can just go there and pick the videos one after the other so that you can catch up. So if you're asking that question, and that means you have not been watching the previous videos at all. And it only shows that you are not a member of this class. All right? So does that make sense now? So now, so we are done with this guy now. Let's get back to what we were doing with our matrices yesterday. So we've been able to show this with a table, right? We've been able to see this as well. Job role with what? A slicer. Okay, somebody also mentioned the other time that So somebody also mentioned that you need more clarity about the slicer that I use. Now, what does slicer do for you? Slicer is more like a filter. Like I said, it's more like a filter. Now, and what does that do for your visuals? What it does for your visual is that it narrows them down, connecting to all your visualization. Connecting to all your visualization. All right. So that is what your slicer does. For instance, now let me leave this and then let me do it again for the person that was asking about filter the other time or slicer the other time. So this is my slicer visual. So I bring out my slicer visual here. Then what do I want to slice here? Or what do I want to bring to a slicer here? Let's say, for instance, what I want to slice is gender. I want to slice gender. I bring in my gender. And then the gender will suggest only two things for me. You are either male or you are female, nothing more and nothing less. Does that make sense? So now, if that is my gender, so we can now say that out of this gender, anytime I click on male, I want it to affect all my visualizations as regarding male. So if I click on male now, you will see what happens. Did you notice what happened? Every value on my table was affected because it is a filter. It is a filter. All right. So if I click on female, all right, you see that now, that it all shows only female. Notice, look at this now. It takes out all the male and leaving only what? The female. That is the work of a slicer. So you can use slicer to do a quick check or run down, particularly when you are running a demo presentation. When you are running a demo presentation, it's so easy for you to use something like this to run your demo presentation. And of course, you can come to your slicer settings to select the kind of what styles that you want. Either you want it as a tile or you want it as a what? As a drop down. So if you want it as a tile, you have something like this. Did you see that? You have something that looks like this. All right, you have something that looks like this, and then once you still click on anyone, it picks the value. And if you are done viewing, you can re-click on it and then it will restore your visuals. Yes, Salahuddin, slicer will affect all the visuals automatically. Filter is more like sorting, of course. It must be your network. Resources, Leonimba resources. It must be your network. If you cannot hear anything for the past 30 minutes, that must definitely be your network. All right. So that is that about what my slicer. So now I still want us to look at a few more things with our what? With our matrix. I still want us to see a few more things with our matrix. Now, yesterday, what we see was we checked our job role based on the satisfaction level with what? The job role. Can we also look at the educational field based on the job satisfaction? The educational field, of course, for attrition now, and I believe you guys should be able to do that now without even waiting for me. All right, I believe you guys should be able to do that now. So let me call out my what? Let me call out my matrix. All right, on my matrix, on my rows, I'm going to have what? Educational field. All right, educational field. And on my columns, I will have what? Job satisfaction. Are we still together, guys? I gave us as an, oh wow, amazing. I believe you guys have done it, right? Those are us. I believe you have done it, right? Have you? So if you have done it, just watch what I'm about to do. If what I got or what I'm going to get is what you got, I like that. Wow, wonderful, guys. All right. And then our value here will be what? Attrition. Did you see that? So if this is what you have gotten, that means you have done the right thing. You know, I must commend someone's work. Don't mind me. I just like to commend it. Just barely after we finished last night, I saw someone updated the class. I mean the our class notes. That was so for me was so fast because I think I just checked. Maybe it was during the maybe over the night while I was just working was when I just saw that post on LinkedIn, and I was like, wow, this was very fast. And I hope, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe during the break I will go check the person's name because I like to spotlight some persons. I will check the person's name. If I'm able to see that name, I will spotlight the person's name in the class so that the person will also feel encouraged. You were told that your RAM, not GOAT now, your RAM and processor is low, and that you should go for a new system, of which is not feasible now. What can you do, sir? What you should do is what you should do is to decide whether you want to go for the system or you want to continue to manage what you have. All right. So I think I found that person already. Feyi Feyi Akinsoya, that was an excellent one. Feyi Akinsoya had, in fact, I love everything about what she did. Her color was interesting. Uh, Break it down. So I'm sure maybe after now she will update this thing or show us the other part of the project and then see put it up. All right. You guys are doing a whole lot. And then I see most of what we are doing, of course. Most importantly, when you tag the incubator hub, showing the world that this is what you are learning for free with incubator hub. You know, that is quite a lot. Maybe some of us don't know. Maybe some of us don't know what you are learning for free, of course, was paid for by some people, right? It was paid for by some people, and that is why you can pick the course for free. And then you have the privilege to come to our platform to learn it for free on our platform. So please, you can, of course, do well to also say a very big thank you to the Incubator Hub when you talk about it. All right. So network this night is not nice at all. So sorry. Rewatch the video. Yes, my job satisfaction is shows satisfied and dissatisfied and so on. Yes, that was what we used yesterday, but I have resorted back to using the 1 2 3 4 field. Now let me reorder this 1 2 3 4 field so that we can have it in a better order. All right, like what we were trying to do yesterday. Job satisfaction. Okay. Yes, thank you, the incubator of thank you, Mommy Gio. Exactly. That person got the memo well. Exactly. That person got that memo very well. And thank you to African Missions Global too. That is Mommy Gio. All right. Yes, free but not cheap. I like that. I hope some of us know that if you are paying for this, you know what it costs, right? I like that. We know that. Okay, it's past 8 p.m. and I think it's good we go for our break. When we come back from, okay, so just before we go for our break, let me share the link. Can I have all right, just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. I will share the link on the YouTube channel shortly. I will share the link on the YouTube channel shortly, and then you can pick it from there. So once you get the link, fill this form. This is what we are going to be using when we come back from the class. I will just explain a few things about this we are doing, and then we'll move to that new data so that I can show you based on what somebody asked yesterday. All right. So when we come back, of course, fill your attendance too.
Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle. Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle in economic growth, social inclusion, and education. And this has held a lot of people back from reaching their full potential. This is where digital literacy advocacy comes in. We are on a mission to empower individuals in digital skills and positioning them well in this fourth industrial revolution. This is me inviting you to join our team of digital literacy ambassadors Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle in economic growth, social inclusion, and education. And these Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been a major obstacle in economic growth, social inclusion, and education.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So if you have not filled that form, yes, please check the pinned message. There is a link there. That is not your attendance link, please. The link there is not your attendance link. That is what we want to use for the class. That is what we want to use in the class. Please, that is not your attendance link. That is not your attendance link. Please make sure you fill that, because in a short while, we're going to be making reference to it. In a short while, we're going to be making reference to it. So now, let me quickly end this discussion, and then I can go back to that. Now, just like I said, I will leave us with this particular visualizations. This is just all you need to do about this. I need you to tell a story around this data. Just a moment, please. Sorry about that. I need to quickly attend something. So now we need to quickly do one or two with this, and then we can now continue with that other form that we filled. So let's look at what we can do with this. Now, these are shown clearly by educational field. And like I was saying, please, this project is so important that you include it to your portfolio. It's very important. It's very, very important that you include it. So document your report, tell your story around it. What are your observations? What are your recommendations? What are your inferences? What did you deduce? What can you say about the data? You can tell the story. You can even, I like that. I like what someone's report that I think I saw also on LinkedIn, who was able to at least check some of those things and then do a little summary around it. All right. I like that. So that is also interesting. All right. Thank you, Mom Gio, for this amazing training opportunity. Thank you, Incubator Hub, and all our facilitator, Motion, Femi, and TD. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I like that you guys are saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for thanking everybody. All right. So let me leave this for now, and then I think we should just go. Now, guys, pay attention. What we want to do now is something entirely new, and I need you to pay attention. So now, let me bring up the visualization. Now, this is the form. This is the form. So as we speak, we have about 192 people fill this. All right. Now, did you notice that the thing is still coming in immediately? Like I just see Iledia, Rosemary, I just see Kadri, Esther, Kola Wole, Olajumoke is the last person as we speak, and all of that. Now, what do we want to do? We want to analyze this data. And as I speak right now, the last data I have here is 196. That's the last data I have here, 196. Okay, it's over 200 now, but then while I might not be able to, because people are still feeling it in real time. People are feeling it. So in case you have not filled it, please do well to fill it because we're about to make use of it now. So now, what you need to do is this. Please pay attention, guys. Pay attention as you are filling the form if you have not filled the form. What you need to do is pick up. Okay, I think I need to share this with us so that in case you need to work with it. No, let me not share this with us because people's data are here. So I will share with you. I will just show us some of the things you can do with it. I will not share it with us just to respect people's privacy because people's email are also here. If I lock it here, you will still have access to it somehow. Yes. So let me not, in fact, let me shut that place so I'm not able to see people's name and their details. All right. So now pick this email address. That is the email address that you want to use, right? Please pay attention, guys. What we want to do is we want to use an online source, an example of an online source to capture our data. An example of an online source to capture our data. Now, I'll come to my get data, right? Now, when you come to get data, instead of picking Excel, workbook, Power BI data, you remember I told you there are some other or different data sets, data sources that you can use, right? So depending on the different data source you want to use is what you will pick. Say for instance now, what we want to use now is what? A Google Sheet, right? A Google Sheet is an online source, all right? A Google Sheet is an online source. So what you do is come to more. Under your more options, you will see that there are quite a number of what? Folders. Now, did you see online services? Under online services, somewhere here you will see Google Sheet. But instead of just coming there, you can just come here and search Google Sheet. Can you see now? This is Google Sheet somewhere here. This is Google Sheet now. Yes, if you can't see my screen, just try and follow what I'm explaining because it has people's data. So just pick your Google Sheet and then connect. Now, he's saying that I am connecting to a third-party service. Are you following? I am connecting to a third-party service. Now, Google Sheet is a third-party service because it's outside of my services. All right? It's outside of my services. So now I click continue. Now, he's now asking me for the address of the Google Sheet. I'm just saying this, you can actually practice this with any Google Sheet document you have. I don't want to release this document because of people's data, and that's why I'm not going to release this document, all right? So I click OK, and then when you click OK, you see what it said now? It said you are not signed in. Yes, you can practice it later. You can, of course, practice it later. If your Power BI does not have Google Sheet, it means you are using an obsolete version of Power BI. So you might need to upgrade or update your Power BI. That's one. All right. Alternatively, if you are not connected to the internet, you will not also see the Google Sheet. So you need to connect it to internet. It's Google Sheet. See the way it's not Google Sheet, oh, it's Google, not Google. Google Sheet. So it's asking me to sign in, and then which I will do. Right, I will sign in. Let me do this fast so I don't see my credentials. Okay, continue. Yes, so I've signed in complete. So I go back to my what? To my data, and then it says you are currently signed in. Samaluko, why are you laughing at the person? It's Google. Thank you. Olalere says Google Sheet, not Google Sheet. All right. So it said I am here now. Then connect. So let's see what happens. So it's loading, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Now, did you see this now? It's telling me there is what? A form response, one form response. Now, listen and pay careful attention. You remember when you are working with offline data source? I'm funny. When you're working with offline data source, your offline data source, by the time you upload it to your model, it becomes independent of your data. I mean, the source. It becomes independent of your data source. But Google Sheets, we always make reference to the link or sheet you have used. If you mistakenly, ah, Esther said, we can't hijack my credentials. Sit down there. While you are watching now, some people are already looking for what they will screenshot or what they will quickly snap. No be today. All right. So, so you don't want to touch that book link. If you touch the link, you will not be able to do anything. So let me just pick the what? The form response, and then you will see an example. You see why I did not share that with you. This is the reason why I did not share that form with you, because if I had closed it here, I've closed it here, and then you cannot see anything here. If you get to the Power BI, Power BI Power BI will expose everything, and then you begin to see people's data. So I want to be careful for integrity's sake, so that people don't have their data diluted somewhere else. Is why I won't share this with us. So now this is the data. Then I'm going to transform the data, and then can you now see now exactly the main lesson here is simulating how you can get your data source using how you can get your data using an online source. Chige, so you miss my play. All right. So if you notice also, see some of the things, everything apparently what you're able to do with other data you can do here. My first column is showing column 1. So I'm going to promote my header as usual. I've done that, and I believe my data is clean enough because I actually did some kind of data validation so that people will not stress me while I am working on the data. This is one thing you also want to do. As an analyst, particularly when you are part of the team that is gathering the data, please do your best. Do your best to ensure that you gather the data in a way that can you see that? Abiola Agbola just said that. He said we will sue Professor TD if he shares data without consent. I also know data policy and governance. I'm aware. Thank you, Abiola. I know you are rooting for me. So I'm not going to share that. Don't worry. Trust me, your data is see. If it is in the first instance, your data is with us. So that's why I can request for the data. All right. So your data is saved with us, and then that's why I'm not sharing it with the class guys. Okay. So whatever you are seeing, if it is blur, just get and understand the concept. You can pick any Google Sheet. You can even create a form yourself. Do a survey. So what I'm saying is this: when you are trying to do that, make sure you are able to clean the data from your source as much as possible, all right, so that you will not have to stress yourself for too long, so that you don't have to stress yourself for too long. Okay, so that is that. So let me now go to my close and apply and see what the data looks like. You remember that time I was talking about it? I said about 196 people have filled the form. Let's see how many people have filled the form now. Now, currently as we speak, let's look at how many people have filled. Maybe I should create a new page entirely so that we can have a clean sheet. So let me pick up my card. I first want to even know how many people have filled that form. So it's form response, and under the form response full name, I want to see the count. Sum first, the count. So currently I have 293 people. Did you see that now? 293 people have filled that form as we speak. It will also shock you that after a few minutes, if we have to refresh that, you will see that we most likely have had more people fill that form. So from the people who have filled this form, I'm not doing a major analysis with this. I'm just doing a show of exactly. Adeosun, that is what I'm about to show. So just pay attention. Just pay attention. Now, I'm not going to format anything. I just want to show us the system, the structure. Now, let me bring out my table to show some things here. Table. I want to use table to see. No, 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 no. So let me use this. So let me use this to on my table. I want to see what are those things we can see here. The country of residence. All right. Now, can you see that? The country of residence. Can you see that now? So this is what we have currently on this data. We have the country of residence. And then I want to also see then the feedback that came from this country of residence. The feedback that came from this country of residence. Look at this. Now, can you see what I'm seeing now? So, interestingly now, you might not, this is good enough. You can't even see who is typing what. So you can only see the country of residence rather. So someone from Canada say a very big thanks to the incubator of this innovation has really been a blessing. It has been a blessing. Let me expand it. All right. He said, has been a blessing to me. I'm trying to read. The instructors are the best. Thank you for the life-changing experiences. This is from Egypt. This is from Ghana. Thank you. And I have, so these are some of the feedbacks to the incubator hub based on the country. A very big thank you to the instructors are the best. Thank you for the life-changing experiences. Thank you. And I have really been impacted. Did you see that now? This from Ghana. Someone said, thank you for the knowledge impact. From Malawi, I have gained a lot of digital skills since I was completely blank. Now I can use a lot of tools to analyze. From Malawi also, thank you, the incubator hub. I have learned a lot from this training. From Nigeria, endless. Can you see endless? How endless report came from Nigeria. All these are ways. Now, there's something that I want to show you guys again so that you can see what I'm talking about here. What we have here is count of full name. No. All right. So now, I said Nigerian, can we get the number of people in each country? Okay. So, I would have gotten, so why we cannot get, okay, so look at it. I like that. Let me keep this somewhere. Let me keep this somewhere. So depending on what I specify on my data will show if I can get, is there a column that I can use to get the number of people from those countries or the total number of people that came from each country? Let me try it out. Um, let me see something like a matrix. On my matrix, I have a country of residence. All right. And then rate your learning experiences. No. Let me use something else. Okay. Now for this rows, let me use people's what's it called now? I don't want to use marital status. Status will be too big. It will be very long. I'm looking for something that will be okay. Highest form of education. Let me use highest form of education. All right. Now, highest form of education based on the country now. So now, what he's saying is this. 5, based on how people said, you know why we are not able to get a value to hit? If I want to do some stuff on this table, on this data now, I will have to convert 1 or 2 fields to a value, a figure. You notice that there is no figure there. The only figure we have there has to do with what? Has to do with feedbacks, has to do with expectation, ratings. So let me see if I can perform any dash operation to get this value. Okay, so I think I have another idea that I want to share now. Let me delete this. Let me bring back the country. Then highest education. Okay, so using this data now, let me use my Q&A. So I want to use my Q&A. You see, I can use conditional column, but that process will be a long process. It will be a long process, I can assure you. And I'm coming, I will tell you why. Let me do something first. Count of country of residence Canada. Canada. So two people from Canada, right? This is two people from Canada. Can we check from Egypt? So that is a way by which we can actually know. All right, that's the way we can actually know. Of let me see, Egypt. How many people do we have from Egypt? One person, and that looks like what's her name again? So now the only thing we can do here, is this. If you want to use a conditional column, let me tell you why. If you want to use a conditional column, you need to specify what you want those countries to look like. You want to specify what those countries will look like. Do you understand? You want to specify what those countries will look like. If you are not able to do that, alternatively, because if you want to say if country is Canada, for instance, what will you put as your value? Do you understand? So that is the other thing we can do. Let me take us to where our data table is. Now you remember, or let me even see, let me see something. I want to see, just like I said, I actually want to see some different types of visuals here. I want to see how many married people are on this. In fact, I want to see whether there is any guy here. Whether we have some guys that have absconded into this class. Okay, wait. Let me use so that means we have one guy, we still have one guy was still able to enter this class. Can you see it now? This is just one person, one guy. Oh, okay. Esther, did you see that we have Adam in our midst? We have Adam in our midst. Esther said we should check if we have Adam. We ask. So let's also check single and married, or different categories of people that we have here. Single and marital status now. You see that? Majority of the people in this class are what? They are either single or married. So for single, we have 146, and for married, we have 144. So that's a strong tie. That's a strong tie. We have about 2 widow from what I have here. No, I think it's separated now. Is it separated or widow? Separated is 2. Separated is 2. So that is to show strong tie, a very strong tie. Now, don't forget, what we have now is 293. Let me check back at our data. If that data has gone beyond 293, so currently we have what? 350 something. 350 something. So how do we now see the update? When you come here now, how would you see the update? I'm having uploading my Power BI assignment. It keeps saying the upload format is not acceptable. What format are you using? So what is he doing? Is he representing his wife? You people should go and marry singles. All right. So now, what you just need to do is just refresh your query. Refresh your query and let's see what happens. Refresh your queries and let's see what happens. Now, did you see this now? 358. Do you still know the funniest thing? 358 that we now have now, the tie is now, who is winning now? The singles are now winning. So we now have singles to be 182, and the married are now 173. So this will continue to happen over and over as you continue to refresh, right? Interestingly, there are only ladies on this call, so there's no way to oh, you love this live data. Live data is very sweet, but you know the funniest thing, if you make mistakes with live data, and live data can frustrate you as sweet as it is. All right, all right, so that's how it looks actually. And now only me the refresh. I'm just telling you. I see, the truth is I can't share this data with you guys. I'm just giving you an approach. Maybe I would have asked you guys to just work on a Google Sheet data and then bring it, and then we're going to use it as a live demo. So just like I have now, I'm sure if I refresh now, 358 will have turned to something else again. Of course, I know I've not been able to probably clean the data to check whether there are duplicates. I know some of you, you'll have gone to maybe few more than 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times or so. Exactly. Omolola Kende, that's just what I'm saying now. How come people who feel are more than people who are watching? I have about 280 people watching, and then I have 358 people who are live. So some people just came in. Samaluko, I have not called your name tonight. Let me look at who else have I not called. I have not called Samaluko, now I'm calling you. I've not also called Prince Will. Is Prince Will on the call tonight? I've called Fatima Mustafa. Yes, I've called her. Who else have I not called? Abiola Agbola. Abiola Agbola, you were the first I called when we started this class. Those are us. I'm waiting, maybe watching out for your post for the week. Maybe week. Yes, Prince Will is here. Yes. I know that when I. Yes, so phenomenatic. Hey, permit me or pardon me. I hope you have resolved your issues with what's it called now? Ura Olakolade, I'm calling you as well. So when is it appropriate to use the gauge visuals? Okay, so now if you want to use gauge visuals, let me see if you have any data that we can use gauge visual for. So for instance, if you have a data that has to do with let's say a risk or a measure, to say the first, let's say you have a category value, the first 1, 2, 3, you group your data to first 5, then the remaining 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and 15 to 20. Like that, like that, like that. That is where you can use what? Gauge. Then let me also say this. We cannot explore all of what we have here, obviously. And interestingly, what we have just done is the what? The beginner part. There is the intermediate part of BI. There is the expert part. But then whatever you have learned now has a whole lot to tell about what you can do even at the intermediate level and the what expert level. Trust me, you might not really learn new approaches, but you will just be learning new ways by which you can apply them. Say for instance now, there are still the intermediate level we talked about something like you remember your VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP function in Excel. Yes, you can also perform it here in Power BI, but that would be at an intermediate level, not at this elementary level. All right. So not at this elementary level. So there are quite a number of things you might not be able to do. All right. So I think I've been able to say that. So there are quite a number of things actually I can do with this data, but I want to let me look at people who have not called their name. What is the Google Sheet URL? Looks like you are just joining this class. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I can also be sarcastic sometimes. I want to read what those feedbacks look like again from the country-based. Oh, this is, yes. So what other thing can we see from here? Highest level of education. Let's check highest level of education of people in this class. I want to check the highest level of education of people in this class. No, don't go on. This thing is already on Legend. Yes, I know. So people are able to put why. I didn't do my encryption. You're not supposed to be able to put this B or whatever, whatever. All right, but then blue shows more that most people are what? Bachelor's degree. Most people are bachelor's degree. They will now have master's degree, and then followed by higher school diploma or is equivalent. Then we'll now have people who are national diploma, and then like that, like associate degree. So like that, like that. So it all depends. It all depends. It all depends. Okay, is Microsoft certified Power BI exam at the intermediate level or an expert level? Omolala Kehinde. Now, you see, with what you have learned in this class, right? With what you have learned in this class, you just need to brush up your reading and then you'll be able to write your Power BI certified exam. That is PA 300, Microsoft PA 300. With what you have learned in this class, just read wide. Like when I mean read wide, there are guidelines that you need to just cover with a Microsoft Learn. Microsoft Learn. If you read them, you'll be able to take your exam, actually. It depends on your settings. Jumoke, Adelabu, it depends on the setting. If the settings allows multiple entry, people can register more than once. But if it does not allow, people will not be able to. How can you remove duplicate in a live data set? It's just the same way you will remove with your normal Excel or whatever. Well, because of our time, maybe what we'll do is to also upload data with what's it called now? With to upload data with SQL server. Maybe on the day we are going to be having the three professors, just like you guys have given us, we will also explore something around that. So just, I think somebody should just remind me. Someone should just remind me. We will explore something around that on that day. Okay? Does that make sense? So any other question for me tonight? I think we've been able to do a whole lot with our learning and training experience. Do I have any question from anybody? And people who thought we were not going to finish by 9 today so that we can disappoint them. Depending on the situation, we are beginner, intermediate, and expert. Oh, joy. All thanks to our facilitators. Thank you. So please, let me say this again. Can you remove duplicate on Power BI? You are not a member of this class. Please, again, I say, can we not do SQL exam? You will do it, and you will do it, and you will do it again. Did you hear me? Many, 11. You will do it, and you will do it, and you will do it again in Jesus' name. Don't worry. You will pass it as well. Samaluko will remind me. Samaluko, you have been committed. You must remind me. Blessing David. Now I have called your name, and you are remembered. Akobi Pelumi, I see you. It's time to rewatch the last 5 videos again. Yipe, God bless Mr. Tidi, Agba teacher. Thank you, favor. All right. So please, let me say this again. Okay, so I see that quite a number of us were trying to probably access me on the Telegram, and then you were not able to. So I have removed myself from being anonymous. Now you can send me a direct message on Telegram. But let me say this: if you are sending a message, please send relevant questions. Send relevant questions. If you don't want me to shy you blocking, right? Send relevant questions, because it could be so bulky and overwhelming. All right. But trust me, either on LinkedIn, on mostly LinkedIn, and whatever other social media anyway, that you want to probably reach out, please do well. As much as I see it, I will definitely respond. And if you have your, what's it called, your GitHub account well populated, and then you think it is good enough, you can share with me. Thank you, Modi Lillian. You can share with me, and trust me, you never can tell. Part of what we are planning for our mentorship sections is to also spotlight some people. Why am I telling you guys this one? I'm not supposed to even say it, but let me say it because we have few people on the call tonight. You see, your mentorship sections can land some of you what we call internship roles. And I'm saying it again. Your mentorship sections can land some of you internship roles. So you want to give it your best. You don't want to assume that you have come to the end of the training yet. It's particularly for those who are looking to test what they have learned by these skills. So I can assure you, you will enjoy it. For live data, can measures be done? Of course, measures can be done. So give it a try, check it out, and then you will see it done. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adenike, Kari, Alabi. Those are us. You have casted me already because you know. All right. I actually saw that question, but I didn't want to talk about it. But since you have said it, thank you, Dr. Christ Lover. I like that name. My name on LinkedIn, those are love already posted it. So you can just pick it up, connect. I'll connect back with you, and then we can definitely talk and talk and talk and talk. Thank you, everyone. Do have a wonderful evening and a wonderful night rest. See you next week. Whatever our next week is going to look like you will get an update as regarding that. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to miss all these wonderful comments, but then we are still connected. You believe that, right? And please do not forget, tomorrow we have a section for you. And please follow us on our social media platform, because we still have quite a number of programs. Peradventure, you have people who wanted to join this and then probably they missed it. Or you have your husband or your boyfriend or your bobo or your daddies or your mommies or your friends who have interest in digital skills, please watch out. We have so many of our programs upcoming. We have an advocacy program coming up soon. We have another digital skills coming up shortly, which we even allow for both gender. So if you have people, your people, tell them to follow us on all our social media platforms so that they don't miss out when these opportunities are surfacing. All right. And trust me, you have a lot to benefit. Almost all of our trainings are free, so you don't want to miss out on these goodies when you have them, so that you will not be like, and I want to do it, oh, but then you didn't know when the thing come up. So that, some of you, what you want to do is, while you are doing data here, you are still doing digital marketing somewhere. Focus on your focus, and stay in one place. Follow. Somebody is already saying. All right, thank you, everyone. It's time here. Nobody is even answering me. What is the Google Sheet URL? The URL is not is my URL. The URL is my own, so I'm not releasing it to anybody. In case you want to know, that's why I said you came late to the class. God bless you, everyone. I love you, and I need you guys to survive. God bless you.
Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion Have you ever wondered how digital skills can change lives? Do you know that over 60% Africans lack basic digital skills and over 4 billion people in the world lacks access to internet? And this has been